All right, everyone. This is your virtual drivers meeting for the May Madness Rallycross, May 1st through 2nd at the Lind Lions Club Arena in Lynn, Washington. We're doing our virtual drivers meeting just for as much safety as we can, not forcing 100 people to get together in a closed space. So you have received an email with all the information you should need for event weekend. It has some helpful links in there. It has your schedule, your run groups, everything you should expect. You should watch this video all the way through. We're going to talk through some safety protocols, just give you a heads up about what's going to happen with the event weekend. And then there's an additional video that you should watch called Rallycross Cone Basics. So all about how to read the cones on the course and what you can expect there. If you have any questions, you can always send us an email, info@nwrallyassociation.com. Be sure to get your email out to us in advance because we will be at the venue at Raw and Race Weekend and we'll be able to respond super easy. So just be sure to read your email, watch these videos, and send us an email with questions if you have any.
All right. Well, let's cover general safety.
Yeah.
So same as all the other events, no guns, no drugs, no alcohol. If you're camping, please leave the space at least as clean as you found it. If you have dogs, they need to be on a leash at all time, and that leash needs to be connected to their owner or guardian.
Your dogs cannot go out on your course working assignment with you. So if you do bring them, be sure you have a plan for during your work session.
They also can't ride in the cars when you're racing.
They also can't ride along with you.
So just so you know.
Okay, so when you arrive, there'll be somebody at the gate. You will sign a waiver. And there's a $10 charge at the gate that's paid directly to the Lind Lions Club. So be sure you have cash on you for that. They'll direct you to paddock, and in paddock, you will prep your car for tech inspection. Talk a little bit about what you should do to prep for tech.
Yeah, so to have your car ready for tech, basically it needs to be in the condition that you're going to race it in. So that means that you're going to take all your loose items out of the car. You're going to put on whatever wheels and tires that you're going to run. And you're going to have your floor mats out, at least on the driver's side. And you're going to bring your helmet with you so they can check your helmet as well.
And your numbers are going to be on the car.
And you're going to have your numbers and stickers on the car. That's correct.
Yep. So you'll drive through tech. We'll have signs where you line up. Someone will check your car. And then you will drive through check-in and registration as well. Just for safety, we're having everyone stay in their car. We'll check you in from afar. We'll check your driver's license. We'll confirm the number that you have in the system, in the timing system, as well as your class. And then we will send you on your way back to paddock. And so the way the day is structured, you will race half the day and you will work half the day. So the email that you have will tell you which part of the day you race and which part of the day you work. If you're racing in the morning, pay attention to the schedule and be in the grid at the time you're supposed to be in the grid so that we can go hot when it's time to go hot. So just keep tabs on the schedule. If you are working first, just be at the timing tent at the time you're supposed to be there. We'll give you an orange vest, give you your work assignment, get you out on course. For racing, you get a parade lap at slow speed, just so you can see the course. And then you'll get 4 to 6 laps, depending on course length and time. I forgot to mention that you should leave some time for course walking prior to racing. After you've done tech and registration, be sure to give yourself some time to walk the course, just see it at slow speed and get ready to go.
Yep. Okay. So, let's get into a little bit of what you need to have, the safety for your cars, and safety for racing. So got to have your helmet. When you're racing, you pull it to the line, your helmet needs to be on and the chin strap needs to be connected. Yes, properly. Okay, you got to have seatbelts on. Window has to be rolled up anywhere where there is a person. So if you have a passenger in the car, their window also has to be rolled up, no more than a couple inches. Easy way to tell is if you can't put a couple of fingers to it, then you can't, it's close enough. Red flag, there will be red flags at each course working comm station. The person with the radio, the comm captain, will be holding on to the flag the whole time. What we don't want you guys to do is to be running to grab the flag when we're calling red flag. So they'll be holding it. They won't be using it to point things out, and they'll keep it next to their body and furled. As a driver, when you come upon these red flags, you need to come to a stop as quickly as you can safely. Doesn't mean that you have to lock up all four wheels. Just come to a stop, wait. You will get instruction from one of the course workers. They'll come out and they'll give you directions as to what to do next and follow their direction. We just do the red flags because sometimes, it can be from a D bead, or it can be a car stopped ahead of you, or unknowingly off course or something like that. So you'll just come to a complete stop. In the car, if you have a passenger, they cannot be holding their phone to record the run, or they can't be holding a camera or anything else. If they are, and they are seen out on course, they will be red flagged, and you're given a DNF for that run because we had to stop course, and also a warning. It's
your responsibility as a driver to make sure your passengers know the rules. So before they get in, be sure they know where they can hold on to in your car, and that they can't be holding a phone or a camera.
That is correct. And so as a course worker, if you see that, that is a red flag situation. Also, if you come up on a cone that is down on course, you have a couple options. You can either just drive through it, cone won't count for anything, any penalty against you, or you can, if it's in your way or somehow you slowed up for it, you can stop on course, point to the cone, to the course worker so they know that you saw it, and then continue on course at parade speed. You will get a rerun for that. The reason that happens is because as a course worker, if you don't think you can make it to the cone to reset it before the next car, don't. They'll just get a rerun, as opposed to you maybe getting a couple broken bones or head injury or something like that. So again, when you're getting cones that have been hit, make sure you're doing it at a safe way. So, all right. D-bead. We talked about that just momentarily. And here's what I'd like you guys to do. So if you see somebody out on course with D-bead, you need to red flag them. We need them to stop on course. We don't want them to continue. What we worry about is the wheel digging in and the car wanting to roll over. Okay.
Should we tell people what a D-bead is for the new folks?
Yes. Okay. So a D-bead is when you knock the tire off the rim, when it loses the air. Sometimes if you hit a rut on the tire on the side of it, it pulls the tire off and the air pops out, and now it's basically running on a flat. If you get a red flag with a D-bead, they'll talk to you about, fastest way to get back. We will definitely not want you to drive over our finish line because it can cut the hose. So with the D-bead, you get 10 minutes to fix your tire and get back to grid and let them know that you have it fixed, and you'll get a rerun. You will get a rerun only on your first D-bead. Your second D-bead will just be a DNF. So if you're running tire pressure that's lower, you get a D-bead, then you're going to need to increase tire pressure. You're going to have to solve that issue. So the 10-minute rule applies for this D-bead. You also have an opportunity to take a 10-minute timeout for any reason. If you have a mechanical issue, whatever reason, you just have to let somebody in grid, like the grid captain, know, and you need to make sure that they actually heard you and are responding back. Don't just say 10-minute run off, because they'll be, what's he talking about? What's she talking about? So make sure you let them know, and then make sure you let them know when you get back so that you get inside of that time window. So if you have to take that mechanical to fix something or for whatever other reason, that's how you do it.
You only get one 10-minute break per race. So You can use it if you have a D-bead,
Mhm.
or you can use it for any other mechanical issue.
Correct.
We start the timer when it was your time to be at the start line. So that's why it's so important to let grid know if you're not at the start line when you're supposed to be, and we don't know that you've taken a 10-minute, you'll get a DNF for that run. You won't get a chance to rerun it. So
Right.
it's on you to make sure somebody knows.
Right. And one other thing, so like she said, it does start from when you're supposed to be at the start line. And so some people actually ask for the 10-minute, they go away, they come back before their time to start. We don't count it against them because we've never started the stopwatch on them. So, you know, if you get back in time, then you don't actually take the 10 minutes.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right, let's talk a little bit about course working. So you all will have a work assignment as part of your race day. It's required. If you don't perform your work assignment, you will be disqualified and we will ask you not to come back. It's a part of making these events possible. So you must wear an orange vest when you're out on course. Yellow is what media wears. So be sure it's an orange vest, not a yellow vest. You must be on your feet at all times, unless we have taken a break and radioed out to everyone that we're pausing for a reason. At that point, you can kind of sit down, stretch, do what you need to do.
Mhm.
Have your eyes on the cars at all times. So no phones in your hand, no cameras, nothing like that.
Right. And so that's really important too, that you keep eyes on the car, because it's easy to, you know, not pay attention, and then a car goes by and then you turn around and there's a cone down. If you don't actually see the car hit the cone, don't call it on that car, because there is a high likeliness that when you weren't paying attention, another car hit it and this car may have just driven by it. Okay, so and also the roost off of the car also counts for knocking a cone. A big gust of wind, no. But yeah, I have seen it happen.
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah.
It's happened.
So, you know, just make sure you're paying attention. So, you know, in the same manner that you want everyone to pay attention when you're out on course.
So each corner will have a captain. The captain is the person with the red flag and the radio, and they will work with you to let you know where to stand. They will tell you your cones that you're responsible for. Additionally, you need to work with the corners next to you to make sure you know where your cones end and their cones begin. So just a little bit of coordination so we have all the cones covered on course. Be sure that you know exactly where the cones you're responsible for should be replaced. Meaning, if you have a slalom, be sure you have markers so you can use a rock or a stick or whatever other trick you have to indicate if that cone gets hit, where to put it back. We can't mark out the dirt because dirt gets run over and it goes away. And so it's on you to just kind of create a little system so cones get put back in the same place. When you're out working the course, like we said, the captain will have a red flag. Captains, it's your responsibility to listen to your radio. We may call a full course red flag. This can happen if there's some kind of incident or somebody stops off course and we just need to shut everyone down. When that happens, you've already have your red flag in your hand. You have it all curled up. You're already holding on to it. So you just step out close to the cars that are coming, wave the red flag, get their attention, bring them to a safe stop. Then wait for directions. Timing control will tell you what to instruct the cars to do. So either proceed to finish at parade speed or turn back around or shortcut or whatever it might be. Try and keep the airways clear during a red flag.
Yes.
If you are the one who radioed in the red flag, you saw someone with a D-bead, somebody went so far off course that you're concerned about safety, you saw a car catching another car, it's your responsibility to quickly and succinctly tell us what happened. COM 5, I have a car stopped on course, red flag. That's it. Keep it really clear. Then we'll confirm the radio call. We'll say red flag, red flag, red flag. And then we will radio back to you and ask you, does the car need a tow? Or have they gotten going under their own power? And we'll take it from there. So let's just be sure to be short and brief and keep the airways clear for that.
Yes.
When you go out on course captains, we're going to do a radio check. So be sure you have your radio on. We'll turn it on when we hand it to you, but this is just good guidance. And be listening even when you're setting up, because we're going to do a radio check, make sure everyone can hear us. The quicker we get this done, the quicker we can get racing.
Yep.
Last bit on course working is just that you will be standing outside in the elements for a few hours. So keep that in mind. Look at the weather forecast. It's looking like it's going to be sunny and in the 60s, just throwing that out there. But look at the forecast. Bring sunscreen, bring a hat, bring layers. If you're in the morning, it's going to be cooler, whereas the afternoon could be really hot. Bring water. You can take water and snacks out on the course with you. Just really prepare. We want to be sure that even during your work assignment, you are safe and you are having a good time and you feel good.
Yes. And also remember how often the weatherman is incorrect.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Prepare for everything.
Be prepared.
All right. Finally, let's talk just about the COVID restrictions.
Okay.
So for the first time, spectators are allowed at this event. So we're in, I think, phase 3 of the Washington regulations, which means spectators can come. We will control entry into the event. So everyone signs a waiver. A mask is required. Please make sure if you're inviting friends and family, they know they need to wear a mask. 6 feet of distancing between you and anyone else in your household is required. If anyone's not following these rules, we're just going to have to ask them to leave. Safety here is really important. We want to be able to keep racing.
Yes. And social distancing is still in effect. Spectator, competitor, everyone.
Yep.
Yes.
So what that means is that you can't have anyone ride along with you that doesn't live in your household already. So even if you're best buds, even if you're vaccinated, only ride-alongs may be people that live in your household. I think that's everything I wanted to say on COVID. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't kiss everybody you see.
It's also good advice, just general good life advice.
Yeah. That's actually pre-COVID also.
For the first time, we are also going to do awards. We haven't been doing awards since COVID, but we are going to do them at the end of both days, Saturday and Sunday. So we will call everyone in and do a normal award ceremony like normal, except you'll pick your trophy up. We won't hand it to you. We will distance our podiums apart. But even during that time, let's just be really safe and make it so we can keep racing. The Land Alliance Club Arena is going to have concessions. So during lunch break, I think they're going to have like hamburgers and hot dogs and that sort of thing. So let's definitely support them.
Hamburgers, hot dogs, drinks, yeah, some more stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So it should be a really great event. Now your job is to go watch the Cone Basics video so you know what to expect out on course. Read your email, read all the guides that we have linked in the email if you have any questions. And like I said, be sure to send us an email if there's anything you're not clear on. It's info@nwrallyassociation.com. And per usual, we forgot to introduce ourselves. My name is Katie.
And I'm Keto.
We are the co-founders of Northwest Rally, and we're so happy that you're going to be at this event. So thank you for joining us.
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. We'll see you all there.